Welcome to another episode of the APL Spotlight Series. Incredible guests the world over. As part of the APL show, we've got a spin-off series. We have absolutely lovely guests back on. Sometimes their main show has yet to air, but they're incredible, so we want to get them on and get them out to you as quickly as possible. Today, no exception, coming to us from Hamilton, New Zealand. She's got like five different titles. She's an angel intuitive, sound therapy healer, crystal bowl artist and musician, and she's very talented. You can see her wares in the background, crystal bowls, and absolutely lovely sound. Another one of our guests just happened to be listening to her yesterday. That's Ursula Lentini in Atlanta, Georgia, who's been on this show, whether it's panels, the main show, the APL Spotlight Series, probably about 6 times. And it was complete coincidence. She was like, you have to hear this sound healer down. Well, she didn't say New Zealand. She didn't tell me who it was. I said, "Ooh, let me know who it is. I'd love to have her on the show." Well, it turns out the next day it's Annie Jameson coming to us from New Zealand. And again, incredibly talented. I'd like to welcome Annie to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. This is so exciting. I've got so much energy. Yeah.
And you've been feeling it since we got on. We played a little at the before we started taping, and I've been doing this 13 years, and I've been doing the show maybe I don't know a couple of years now, and we're booked all the way to 2026 August now. So there's something that goes on with guests. You know, there's a portion of guests who don't want to take any steps. I get it, and that's cool. We want those guests on as well. But there's guests who just are able to flow. And if you don't mind me saying and passing along a compliment and letting the audience know, you're fully plugged in and totally intuitive. And this is just like having a rock star on the show. So, welcome. And when did this all kick in for you that you knew there was a universe, something beyond thinking, and life was a little more sparkly than we typically appreciate?
Wow. Well, my awakening happened in 1991, so a while back. I had been going through, years of teenage stuff, and yeah, not in the right space. And I woke up one morning. I thought, oh, I've got to get my act together. There has to be more. I grew up with a very spiritual, visionary mother. But when you're young, you want to be everything unlike that. You don't, you have to experience life. And anyway, I knew there was something in me because, I grew up in that environment. And one day I'd read a little book about angels, and I thought that is for me. That direction is for me. And so I sat on the end of my bed, at the bottom of my bed, and I just sat in a sort of meditative pose. Hadn't meditated well, I used to do occasionally, but nothing serious. And on that particular day, I invited and invoked my guardian angel to come through. And oh my gosh, I knew about it. There was energy just coming through my body, like now. And I asked my angel's name, just like you would if someone came to your front door. And I saw clairvoyantly and I heard Chilao, spelled Chilao. I've never heard that name or anything. And I took a pen and asked, or just allowed the energy to flow, really. I just had my pen. I had no idea what would happen. And I could clairaudiently hear. I don't hear a voice outside of me. It's internal, and then I would write. It's not automatic writing, I'm quite conscious. And then I thought, wow, that was amazing. I wonder if I can do that the next night. It was such an extraordinary experience. I didn't share it with anybody. It was just flowing through me. So I sat down, I invoked again and again. Chilao came through. And from that moment, I have tuned in to Chilao. And so it's been many, many years of, I suppose, growing the trust and realizing what came through. I could ask any question and I would get a universal answer. So the ego wasn't in there. It was just like you got the whole perspective, world perspective. And so it was all relevant to me. It was relevant to me. And I would write it down and write it, each night. And then I'd maybe have a night off thinking, well, maybe And then I didn't show it to anybody, that was very personal, this experience going on. And then I thought I'll show it to my mother because I trust her connection to spirit. And the way she was very funny, because when she handed back my writing, she didn't say, "Oh, how lovely," or anything. She said, "It's about time." It's about time. It's about time you stepped into what you're meant to do. And I said, well, you have to take in your life, you have to experience things. We don't just all come in and zap. And so from that moment, I have trusted that wisdom coming through. Yeah, there's been years of that connection, which I know I can, tune into.
When did you turn the page and put a shingle out as a healer? We're still going to go back to earlier in life, but when did you actually decide you were going to be helping others?
Yeah, so that happens later. Yeah. So I was blessed. I married a Kiwi, came to live in New Zealand, brought up my amazing boys. And I wasn't, that was full time. I'm blessing them to be full-time mother. I was blessed. And then I took a step into the healing field. First of all, I took a step doing auric healing. With the hand, auric magnetic, not with magnets, but with my hands. And I did that for about 6 years. And then there was a switch, because many of the auric healers, they were using the Tibetan bowls to use sound. And I thought, well, if they've got one, I better. That's literally because I didn't know anything about them. And jumping back, before, around about the time where I tuned into Chilao, I heard my first crystal bowl. Somebody had come, a healer from Wales, he came down and he played this crystal bowl. I don't think he played it, actually. I think he just tapped it. And we would all go into meditation. And that was my first experience of a crystal bowl. And then that was it, really. I didn't enter that field. But he said a very profound thing. He said, the vibration of crystal is such a high frequency that if you have those sounds playing, that music playing, it will transmute anything else of any other vibration. And he at the time, he had a cassette tape, back in the day, had a cassette tape. And he told me, or he told us, he said, if you have that playing, just the sound, it'll clear the space. So I took it home and I put it on, and I would have it just playing. I'd go off to work, and I didn't tune into it. I wasn't particularly drawn to crystals or anything, but I would have this music playing. So then scroll forward many, many years. I was giving a healing to somebody, hands over the body, not on the body. And I realized that, yes, that sort of all came back to me, the sound. And I was standing at the gate as this lady was leaving, and we were talking about sound, maybe sound. And I said, I could play my Tibetan bowl, but for me, it didn't resonate with me. And I couldn't, I thought, well, that's not going to heal anybody, me screeching round a bowl that, it didn't resonate. And then Chilao, I heard, that's because that's not your frequency. And so we had this three-way conversation then with the person at the gate and me listening. And I heard, that's not your frequency. So I said, well, what is in my head? And I was told it's a crystal frequency. And so my husband was overseas on a conference in New Zealand. There was, there were a couple of people with bowls, but it was, it was way back. It was in 2012. So there wasn't really anything, it wasn't really out there. And I asked him to bring a crystal bowl back that I ordered from Glastonbury. So it had this energy, and we had seen them there in Glastonbury. And the funny thing was, when he arrived, I was excited because I knew that this energy was coming. But my kids, they were like 10 and 12, and Michael, he thought he was bringing back a lead crystal bowl, because I'd said it was crystal and it was all wrapped up. He hand luggage, and then they arrived and we opened it and they all went, oh, it wasn't very exciting. It's a white bowl. And then I played it and they all went, oh, wow. And I said to my husband, Michael, wow, I have a feeling there's going to be more bowls. And he said, well, where will they go? And now, our home is, we are, yeah, surrounded by crystal beings of light. And that's how my journey started, with these incredible beings, and they've expanded. And the more I play, the more they fill me and expand the consciousness of myself and everyone else. It's incredible.
I love it. You sell bowls, yes?
No, I don't.
You
No,
do
I
not.
don't
You don't
anymore.
have a shop that you do still allow people to engage you one-on-one, yes?
Yes. Oh, yes. So I play one-on-one here, or two or three. And occasional times I will go out and do a bigger sound bath. That's what they call it. So you're experiencing it. I don't travel so much with the bowls now. I find that this space, in my healing space, is where the energy is.
And
And then the people get to experience all of them.
and
You know.
can you just one more time recap the different modalities, the ways that you help people today? If someone is watching this and they want to reach out to you to get a session with you, do you have a few choices?
So people who are in New Zealand can physically come here. People overseas can listen to my music. I have a lot of music. It's out on every streaming platform. And the best way to listen is through headphones or through speakers, so that you get that really beautiful resonance, not through your phone, just out of your phone. I also do angelic readings, tuning into that realm for people.
And can
There's
they
many
grab
ways.
you by Zoom? They can connect with you, yes?
They can connect with me by Zoom. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. With your permission, before I ask about your family, how they've been reacting to all this, how supportive they've been over the years, I am going to light a little bit of sage. We did this before the show. We know it works. And if anybody's watched this show before, here's the public service announcement. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Emojis count for comments. But what are you enjoying most? I think you can definitely feel Annie's vibe. But I'm going to blow some sage for everybody. It doesn't matter where you are in time. It could be 2030 and you're in Christchurch, Berlin, Tokyo. Just give yourself a break, and your schnoggin is always working because it's really your heart doing the Zen thing, smelling without smelling. So here's a little bit of sage, but if anybody wants to catch flowers or ocean, why not? What will you allow for daily? That's the rub. If we took all the spirituality out, that's still the rub. What are you allowing for? Are you laughing more, smiling more, saying hi to strangers? Are you having fun? So Annie can help you have more fun. But first, Sage, are you catching it in New Zealand and Hamilton, Annie?
Yep, yep, yep. Oh, it's beautiful.
Any
Yeah.
extra flowers or oceany smell that you know's not out the back door? Any extra anything from angels coming in?
Yeah, I mean, right now I can feel the ocean, I can feel dolphin energy. So there's a huge amount of joy, and yeah, the sonar of dolphins.
I
That's what.
we're gonna jump to dolphins in 1 second. I'll show one photo only because I've only been doing dolphin energy since like late summer 2 months ago. But one photo helps. I always like photos. Cute dolphin
Oh,
coming up.
yeah.
Here he is. Okay, so with this, if you could let dolphin energy speak to you, they'll give you a topic, and it could be any topic. Who knows what it's going to be? You probably already got it before I put it up. But what are you hearing you should just talk about for a little bit with all of us?
Okay, so what's really speaking to me is this, allowing that frontal lobe. So just allowing the light in, because when we allow the light in, then the joy comes in. It's on that same frequency. It literally flows into our body. So having your eyes open to the light, to the sunlight, to the energy, and literally it literally saturates your cells with light when you see it through your eye. Yeah. Oh, I got dolphin energy. I have played to the dolphin, so also,
And
yeah.
if you could, can you spontaneously do something for us? It could be nonverbal, it could be musical, it could be words, it could be just silence and doing a mudra. It's something from you whooshing love and light and universal consciousness to everybody. But if you need a helping hand, our dolphin consciousness will suggest something, but you're going to do an act of love that people can pick up on if they're allowing for it and going full stop into their heart.
Okay,
What do you
I can
do
just feel
for it?
that.
Okay.
Just, yeah. It's a huge heart like that.
Can you send it out to us? Even if you have to do this and put your hands out, do something to send it out to us.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that. It's sending it out to you from the heart, and that's exactly what I got when I first encompassed the dolphins in Hawaii. My heart literally went like that, and my husband said to me, "I've never seen you so happy." I was, and I was with Roberta Goodman,
She's been on
and
the show. She's the one that kind of tuned me into the whole. So,
yeah, yeah. That's how I found you too.
oh,
I mean,
okay.
that's how I connected. Yeah.
Yeah, so Roberta Goodman's been on, and we're having her back on, and she'll be back on. I think she's taped 2 episodes, and she's got a third coming up. People should tune into her, but I have to.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I love mentioning other guests, and sometimes they have experiences that are inexplicable but amazing. So she was doing more of the research thing, and she's scrubbing a tank, but dolphins are there, and a
Yeah.
dolphin
Oh,
gave her a ride, and here she is, working for the center. But when she got the ride, instead of the water resistance you would have on your mask and everything, there was no more water. It was like a bubble was around her. The dolphin, if dolphins are beyond what we think they are, which is not a surprise on anything, our thinking is kind of like down here. Our heart's so much bigger. The dolphin took her in circles around the tank, but there was a bubble around them, so there was no water resistance. She, to this day, you have to hear her tell the story. To this day, she has no explanation on that. And a pilot whale, I think I got that right. A small type of whale also once did the sonic thing that she said it was like a crystal bowl sound top to bottom, and it reverberated for days across her. It was the equivalent of getting a
wow.
sound healing. Yeah. Okay. With you, just could you give a shout out to your family for the love and support you've experienced, how much fun they've been? And can you give us one anecdote where one of the sons or someone in the family had something happen where they're like, whoa, I've got to allow for the universe being just this much bigger, if not this much bigger?
Okay, so big shout out to my family. They're incredible. My husband is my biggest supporter and in everything. He's just 100% behind me. Um, uh, his name is Michael too, and my sister had said it was not by chance he's called Michael, and he was actually named after Archangel Michael. So I always feel that, yeah, I feel that support always. He supports me in my music. He's now doing the recordings, and he's 100% there, and he's the person I test out my music on. But it's now, it's like Pavlov's dogs. As soon as I say, can you listen to this, and he starts, you can see him he's even
Uh,
dropping. And my sons are incredible. They're both musical, and they will just go for it. They are behind me. I have a story, but it's a little bit too long, of where my younger son, so I, yeah, probably too much to say on this short one, but Chilao guided me to write a book after 16 years of, bringing through. And so I brought out, and I was scared to bring it out, it's a huge step. That was a huge step. The Light of Chilao. Shall I just hold it up there just so you can
sure,
see?
please.
The Light of Chilao.
Oh, I love it.
And one of the funny things was, the night before it was going to come out, I had a sudden panic moment of, oh my God, that's a bit major scary. And Michael said, I said, do you think, should we pull it back? Should we stop the printing? Should we, major panic? And he said, no, no, no. It needs to go out there. We know it's not you. It's far too wise. So
Ah,
that's always been the story. And if we ever tune in about anything and I have an opinion, he'll go, "Can you ask Chilao?" And I go, "No, can't you listen to me?" No, no, we need an overall perspective.
Aw. Um,
Yeah, I've got many, many stories about my family.
and
Very fun.
people can find your music on YouTube. I have a stereo bar with my TV, so when I put it on, it's getting the stereo effect. And I think it was back when we first connected. I put you on for like an hour and a half, and I was doing meditating to it and loved it. But can you just reiterate all the details will be below the video so people can check it out. But can you just plug the YouTube videos again too that you're on?
So I'm not so much on I do have YouTube videos, but most of my music is on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. Those are the spaces where everything is on. And you can listen, and we've just done incredible. We've had an incredible year of research from psychology department in the university here, and it's just shown a significant effect on improving mood. So that's on my track, tranquility.
Can you share just a little detail on that, if that's okay?
Oh, no, no, absolutely. So we did a pilot study pre-COVID, and a teenage boy of 15 came here physically. He was so blown away with his experience here. At the end of the session, he put his hands to his head and he went, "Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, my goodness, I'm so happy. What have you done to my brain? It's the first time I've been able to switch off from, intense." And he said, "I've got to do research. I've got to do research. What have you done?" Anyway, they left, and he kept on talking about it. And then he brought someone here, and then they went home and they'd slept for 20 hours and they hadn't slept before, and da da da. So we did a pilot study, and we had 11, 16, 17-year-old boys, not the easiest age group or genre, And this pilot study I physically did. I was physically in the clinical school, and they had a profile of mood state questionnaire. It was all verified, and it went off, and it showed a small significant improvement in mood. So we knew there was something there. So this year, Waikato University, the psychology department took it on. And we had 2 honors students and a master's students have just done their degrees. And they had my music and a progressive muscle relaxation. They weren't comparing the two. They were just running along side by side. We just got the results last week. It's really exciting that my music showed a significant effect in improving mood. So next year, we're going into the high school, and we're going to do a clinical trial with students and teachers, because my passion is to get it out to the adolescents who have a very difficult time anyway through adolescence, but now it seems even more so that anxiety and stress and all these things. So if my music can be like a little drop in the ocean, that is another way that people can access that light and lift their energy. So yeah, we're all really excited about it. My family's excited.
I love it. Okay, here are a couple of quick, just tactical treetop level questions. How many sound bowls do you have?
I couldn't tell you. Several, many.
Is it in the dozens?
They're my orchestra now.
Do you have like 24, 15? How many?
Yeah, something like that. More.
Like that. And then what would be one of the events somebody could fly down to New Zealand? Is there a big event in 2025 that somebody could come down and get access to hear you play publicly?
I could do something special if someone was going to come from somewhere.
Okay, so it's still grab you directly, and you've been on other shows and stuff like that, and you've also done workshops. Do you have a dream place that you would love to do a retreat one day? Could you just go ahead and guess if somebody handed you a blank check and an institute was like, "Hey, we want you to host an exotic overseas, Asia, India, Africa, what are two or three geographical locations that you're like, yes, I would absolutely.
I think that my one of my favorite places, well, other than New Zealand. New Zealand is still the top of the energy here is phenomenal down in the South Island, and it's yeah phenomenal. It's got the Lemurian energy here. Hawaii is another one. You know, those places are yeah.
Well, maybe we can play a
I don't know if
little.
there's a specific place. I don't know. These crystal beings can transport the energy wherever you are. You know, you can go anywhere. Yeah,
Ooh,
really.
let's do this. I'm going to show my energy, and it's just a little film in a light. It's gold, green, yellow, whatever colors it is. Say whatever you see. But then, if you don't mind, as a second step, ask the universe to step in. A lot of angels, and you'll get extra. A lot of people have been getting objects, flowers, geometric. Somebody got a running buffalo, but you can have just butterflies or other. But here it is. The more important thing is everyone gets a dad joke. It's the holidays. So it's a holiday dad joke. Unfortunately, you just heard it, so I'll tell two. What do you call a really old snowman? Water? Water. What do you call a really
Oh,
old snowman? Water. And then the other one, and I'll just put my fingers up. I'll do two New York City elevators with my fingers and go back and forth. You'll see a filament of light in between. But as you're laughing, you're letting go at home. Give yourself permission to let go. Santa's reindeer, Blitzen and Dancer, just those two. Why do they drink so much coffee? Blitzen and Dancer. Why do they drink so much coffee? Because they're Santa's Starbucks. And see if you can catch a little filament of light between my fingers. Annie, what are you seeing? What color?
bluish. I've got a blue, like a sheen.
Prima. And so after that, do you mind just asking the universe, your angels, or yeah, angels, universe to step in and do something extra that you know is not my flow? Could be sparks, it could be an object, it could be, a vortex, anything. Who knows? What are you getting?
Yeah, I'm just getting like radiating light.
Okay, I didn't do it. So we're going to blame angels. Don't blame Canada.
Mm.
And don't blame Annie. She's just doing her thing, letting go. And I had something else. Oh, I'll put one angel up named Joy. And if you don't mind getting like five different things at once, smell, a feeling of being on vacation, but words on another topic you're going to share with us. Her name's Joy. She's Joy. You can even hear music coming in, but get walloped with a lot of fun. It's a quadruple tiered tiramisu, no calories.
Yeah.
What are you getting, and what's our topic that you're about to talk about from an angel?
Okay, so I'm getting butterflies again. I keep getting butterflies. Um, a lot of heart energy and butterflies, and which is that symbol of just freedom, freedom and fly. Just take everybody, take those wings and take that step and fly. Even if it's like, what? Just do it.
I love it.
Truly, that's how I live. I really trust the universe is and the angels have always got your back. Your guardian angels totally with you.
Ooh, and I love it. I heard take flight. So it
Okay. Okay.
in the brain is all structured. It's logos, it's reason, it's intellect, it's ego. It's a lot of fear, or at least 1% of 1% density, resistance, rejecting everything and being like, oh, I'm not so sure. But if you're here, you got no barriers. I'll put up one more angel for you. She's kind of Mother Hawaii. She's my guardian angel, 80,000 other people's guardian angel. What am I missing? Oh, she's a soft-spoken professor, light waves of energy and water. Her name is Min. It's a longer name like Minwala, but to save time, it's the Lakota Sioux word like Minnesota for water. And Uwala is a
Yeah.
Polynesian morning glory, and Ua and La in Hawaiian's rain and sun. So it's water rainbow, water morning glory, just call her Min. What are you getting from Min? And if you don't mind catching Hawaiian something, it could be a feel, a sense, get a hand on your shoulder, get a lay, catch hibiscus in the air, anything that's Hawaii. I'll blow through the mic.
Actually, yeah, sorry. What I'm getting is the mountains in Hawaii.
Oh,
The energy. Yeah,
yeah.
I've just
I just heard that a couple days ago, yesterday, about how much energy is in those. Yeah, beneath. And I've
yeah,
never
yeah,
heard
this
of it that way.
huge energy and that flow of water around it.
Well, here, close
Fantastic.
your eyes and let her show you a vision of that loveliness. And she'll give you a very special thing. Anybody at home needing extra help, breathe through the mouth, shoulders up and down. That's just an extra way to reinforce it or to reinforce letting go. So no try Yoda, always try Archangel Gabriel. It's not about words, just be. And what are you getting for a vision, Annie?
I'm getting the most incredible hibiscus.
Oh, I love it.
Beautiful. It's like orangey pink, like, yeah, it's stunning. With that center, you know, the hibiscus has that incredible center. It's really strong and it radiates out the color.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I don't know how to operate my iPhone anymore with the whole update, but oh, I got it. Okay.
I
I
don't
know
know,
I'm looking at a hibiscus in about 3 seconds that I'll share with everybody. I have a red one somewhere and I'm 5 seconds away. I take a lot of flower photography. I do a lot of flower photography. I thought I had a red one, but I'll just do this.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Perfect. Just the way it's standing out, you know, like step out of the center and go for it.
Oh, okay. What's one thing that has happened with the universe that left you shaking your head? You were like, wow, the,
Stunning.
the universe just stepped in. I love taking photos of flowers. When have you seen an angel in human form? Was it dream time? Was it a relative coming in? Was it an angel and a relative? Was it walking down the street in Hamilton and somebody said just what you needed to hear? You were on the fence, you turn and they're gone. There's all those different experiences people have. What's one of those personal things you can share with us?
I had the most incredible experience. When the Light of Chilao had come out, you know, it was out, and another book I had channeled was also coming out, but it hadn't. And I woke up one morning, I think again, my husband, oh no, he was on a cycle race somewhere. And I woke up and I was told, go to Raglan, which is about 40 minutes from home. And I go, no, I wasn't thinking of going today, you know, like it wasn't a plan. And it kept coming, you must go, you must go. And I'm going, I don't know what I'm going for. So I woke up, told the boys, and they were old enough to be on their own, but we'd always gone everywhere together. And so I said to them, you know, I've been told we need to go to Raglan. Not them. And they went, nah, Mom, we can't be bothered, blah, blah, you know, teams. And my younger one said to me, Mum, if you've been told to go, like, what are you know, you should go if you've been told to go. So I said, well, I've never left you all before. No, you need to go. So I got in the car. This was the strangest thing. Got in the car and I'm driving down there and I'm thinking, well, why am I going? Like, you know, give me a little more information. Nothing. But I trust. So I get there and there's nothing happening there. And I just wander around the shops because it's a seaside town. It's very small. And I'm wandering about and I'm getting nothing at all from Chile or anything from spirit. So I think, okay, well, I'll go and eat. That's always a good, good thing to do. Don't know what to do. So I was sitting in this cafe and I'm eating my lunch and I then, you know, in my head, I'm invoking Chileo and I say, you know, what am I doing here? Why am I here? It's such a strong feeling. And Chileo just says in my consciousness, all is in order. That doesn't help me in the physical world because I don't know what that is. So I finish and I was going to go to this lovely herbal clinic that has all sorts of things. It's, you know, sells herbs and all lovely bits and pieces. And I knew that they had my original book. And I was thinking, you know, Spirit's got it wrong because they're a week early before the other book comes out. Like, what am I doing here? And I went, it was about 2 o'clock by now. So I've had all morning just fiddling about, it felt like. And I go into the shop and it's full. There's so many people in there. So there's nobody to talk to at the counter. Yeah. So I walked into this beautiful herbal clinic. It was full of people, Still, I'm paying attention to spirit. I'm paying attention, but there's no clue really. I'm just, listening, but nothing happening. So I walk around and just looking at the little bits, lovely things that they have for sale. And as I come round the counter, and there's like a central pillar in that shop, as I remember, because it's a while back. And as I come round the corner, I hear from the angels. It was so intense. Go to the bookshelf now, like a command, as opposed to, oh, wander over there, like go now. So I got my action together, came round the corner, and there is a woman. So there's this long, tall bookshelf. And there is a woman standing there. I don't know this lady. And she's got her hand in the bookshelf, and there's lots of books. And I come popping round the corner, and she pulls out a book from the bookshelf, and there she is holding my book out of the entire bookshelf. And I have got energy just like, oh my God, like, yeah, yeah. And I leap around the corner and I say to her, because I'm amazed, she's just standing there. I said, oh my goodness, that's my book. And she says, oh, here, have it. And I said, no, 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 I don't want it. I'm not asking you for the book. It's just that you pulled it out. She hadn't even had a chance to look at it, but the timing was like split second. She pulled it out and she could have put it back. She didn't know. All she saw was a spine, that's tiny little book. And so I felt this energy. That was my biggest energy influx from the angels. And they're going, yes. Yeah, I could literally feel them all cheering. And I thought, well, poor lady, So I walked away, let her be. And then she said, I think I need to take this book. So I said, they're going, yes, yeah. And so I left her, I came out of this shop just like I could have, elevated somewhere, because there was so much energy. It took me ages, because when you've got an influx of spirit working through you. Now, I drove all the way home just like I was on a cloud. When I got home, this is a funny thing. The kids, how was it? And I went, you know what? It's extraordinary. This lady, and I told the story, and, she bought my book, and they said, well, that wasn't very exciting. They just bought a book. Like they just bought one book. And I said, it's not about buying a book. I said, if you were standing in a bookshop and you had just picked up Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling came popping around the corner, you would be amazed. And they went, oh, yeah, that would be amazing. Just pondering on it afterwards, when the energy had calmed down, I thought that was incredible. If the boys had been with me, they'd have gone surfing. I wouldn't have had the concentration or the focus or the listening skills, because I'd have been off here, there. And it's about taking time, even though it feels like nothing is happening in the physical world, in the spiritual world. If I put out a prayer in the morning, may I be of service, the angels and your highest guides will start to bring people. We don't know what that person thought of in the morning, what they needed. Did they need some light? Did they need help? That's not up to me to know any of that. If you want to be an emissary of light, where you want to be of service, we have to. We don't have to do anything. It's our choice. I chose to follow my intuition that day, even though I had no idea that any of that would happen.
Can we get two angels to just add something to the story? Maybe it's like, pretend you're the actress being filmed in the movie and the director's perspective. Here's Archangel Michael. What does he have to say about that day and how it was no small thing?
So what I'm getting is that whole event was overseen, literally overseen. And the energy oh, I'm getting more because it goes. The energy, you know, just coming out and the boys and da da da. It was like I couldn't have not gone because the energy was so strong, even though I didn't know what it was that was pulling me to be driving 40 minutes away. What I felt was nothing. You know?
I love it. I'm going to put up one more angel. Her name's Charlotte. She's been around the block, kind of like Audrey Hepburn's sister. But here she is. She's a soft-spoken teacher. And just catch what you can catch from Charlotte.
Wow, there's a huge amount of light coming from that. So what I'm getting, and this is not just for me, is that pay attention, all of us, to, you know, we don't all sense in the same way. We don't all receive in the same way. You might just get a tingle or just pay attention. Yeah, that's sort of doing the extremities. So if you just get a feeling up your body, like listen to that. Even if you're in a conversation with somebody and that happens, pay attention to what you've just said. Because, yeah, the angelic realm, we need to invite them to support us and to be with us. And when we're open and alive and joyful and happy, they love that. In fact, can I give one more example? I was playing this, I have a therapy harp, and I was saying to my husband, Michael, oh, can you listen to this? I feel like there's something here, but I don't know. Shall we record? And so as he, you know, he says, okay, yeah. So set it up. And then whenever I play bowls or anything, I always invoke and invite the angels to oversee it and to come through me as I play. So in that moment, everything is spontaneous. All my recordings are spontaneous. And this particular day, I invoke and I invite, and I thought there was going to be like a gentle, you know, soft thing, and my hands were going, and the energy, and I had my eyes shut. I opened my eyes to look at my hands. Michael opened his eyes, and you know, like, what's happening? The energy coming through me, I could feel it. Oh, I can feel it now. And when we finished, and so that track was called Synthesis. And afterwards I said to Michael, oh, I don't know if we can put that out. It's very unlike anything else. Aren't angels quiet? You know, they're not. And he says, why should they be quiet? Why shouldn't they be, you know, have energy and joy? So yeah, it's a feeling that comes through. Anyway.
Talk to us a little bit about you've had a long period of growth and it doesn't stop. The expansion keeps going. What have you had to let go of along the way? Or would you just say you've had to trust even more and more?
I have had to trust more and more, because the more you open up to the light, the more you're given. And yeah, you know, you take a step forward, even though it's scary, and then you see, oh, okay, that was right. You know, that did manifest, and there is a lot of energy that we as all of us, you know, might hold inside of us because we're scared of the judgment or someone saying something, or like, who are you to do this? You know, who are you to play that or whatever? So my feeling is you just got to go into your heart, into that really quiet space where you hear your inner voice. Is this for the highest good of myself? And is it for the highest good of humanity? Whatever it is. And on a particular day, you might be absolutely tuned. One of my favorite phrases is aligning to the divine. That's my thing, you know, am I aligned to the divine? Because when you're aligned to the divine, everything can happen. Everything, anything. When we're off center, nothing. You know, we make decisions not from a great space. So it's just that divine alignment. And when I know I'm in it, sometimes I'll write it down on a piece of paper. I am aligned right now, just so it reminds me that when I made that decision, because, you know, tomorrow you might go, what was that? That's way too scary. I'm not doing that.
Oh, I love it. One last interactive step, and this is something where just if you don't mind hearing, you've got this, it's okay. We've done this on the show before, but I've never tried to push any of this. It's a little extra seeing, but here's joy in four archangels, um, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, one way, and joy. Sorry, there's a lot of light coming in, but hopefully you can see it. Just
That's all
here,
right. We like the light.
yeah, here you've got this from five angels. And if you don't
Yeah.
mind getting a lot of sizzle all over, a lot of extra love, but do you have a window if you're looking, you could do it here, but you've got beautiful outdoors. Do you have a window behind the computer as you're looking my way? Can you see a tree or a bush that way, or do you have to turn around to see at the
No,
tree?
no, I've got trees and bushes and three lots of windows.
Oh, perfect. So let me know when you have a tree and Joy says, perfect. And you've got
Yeah.
a place where I could be standing, but you're not going to see me. You can see Joy as a 28-year-old blonde 80, 90% of the time. 28 years old with your eyes open, waving hi. Jean jacket most of the time, upscale dress underneath, saying hello. Have a chat. She'll give you another topic. She'll pop her wings out, pop them back. But get something special. You're not going to share that out loud. But the topic you
Okay.
will. And then have I never pronounce anything quite right, but Chilao show up next to her. And if there's an extra groovy figure, you could have Elvis come in. You could have another angel come in. Somebody who's actually gonna, it could be Elvis. Why not? He's unconditional love and just here to help. But give us a thumbs up, a nod. I'm not looking your way at all. I better look your way. But let us know
Oh,
what
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
mean.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then just what's the topic they gave you to share with us all? Hopefully you got some hugs and some other lovely experience for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. The biggest thing that I got from all of that is for me and for everyone to know that there's so much support out there. So much. There's so many angelic beings that are just yay. You know, they want to help. They're here. We on this physical planet are not on our own. Whoever now may be listening who feels like they're alone, they might be in an apartment all on their own. You are not alone. You are not alone. Just ask the light to come through you, and the light, they are there, they're waiting. They are waiting to be asked. It's just incredible the amount of energy that I've got. It's
We're gonna
exciting.
we're gonna start to wrap it up. We're gonna have you back on not just for the one that we had planned, the main show, but we'll have you back on in the future again. Obviously, it'll be 6 or 8 months out after the next show. Um,
In the future.
in the future, yes, probably 2026 at that point. And maybe we can slip in some of your music somehow. We'll see. But I wanted to wrap it up with daily living advice because it ties into what you were just suggesting. We're not alone. You can get any help. But a lot of folks are up here. They're not sure how to take little baby steps during the day when they first wake up, when they go to bed at night. What are just some little tips for allowing that you love to share with people?
So my favorite thing is in the morning, and just in that waking up between sleep and waking, that's when you're most tuned in. That's those ideas. I always say it's like these ideas float by. They kind of float along, and you can catch them, capture them. By breakfast, they might have gone. But capture those ideas, just those. It's between the veil. It's a very thin veil between waking and sleeping, and pay attention. If you don't trust it, write it down, just put it somewhere. No one reads it, no one has to look at it. But as the more you notice, the more it manifests, the more you trust it, the more it manifests. You know, it is, everybody has the ability. It's just, I can't, yeah, blah, blah. The words
That's
coming to me.
no, that's beautiful. And then I'm gonna
Trust.
distract you a little with your necklace. What's the backstory on your necklace?
Oh, the backstory. I don't know if you can see it. It's angel wings that have been carved. Ooh.
Is it
Oh,
made
can
out of
you see?
seashell or a crystal?
It's I think it's PowerShell. My husband bought it when I turned 50, which was a while back. And yes, it's got a beautiful energy and it's wings basically carved in there.
Oh, I love it. Well, Annie Jameson, thank you so much for being on the APL Spotlight series. Wonderful having you here. Can feel it. And we'll maybe play for 5 minutes after we stop recording. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you could, again, please like, share, comment. That'd be awesome. What did you enjoy the most? What resonated the most? What did you feel? And what did you notice? Thank you very much, Annie, for being
Thank
on.
you so much. Blessings.